Hello everybody, it's been a little while, like 3 or 4 months now I think. The original plan was to like take a break over December and then come back in like January. But I'm unfortunately one of those people where December just kind of kicks my ass every year, and then pandemic this year. A couple months after kicked my ass too, but we're back. Hopefully, gonna be doing some mount farming today. I've been slowly moving all of my alts across from wherever they've been. I've only recently just got back into playing WoW again, to be honest. I think it was like last month, started playing Classic for some reason. Oh, TBC got announced. And I came back to play Classic for a little bit because I just, you know, felt in the WoW mood after seeing the announcement trailer. Which was, I think, basically just the original trailer again, but still, it was cool. Going back to Classic, made a completely new character, because originally I was playing a Warlock when Classic came out, which I think I got to like level 29, 30, and then stopped playing it. I just lost interest. I don't enjoy playing cloth characters in like actual content, because they're super squishy, so if you accidentally pull more than one mob, you just die. And Warlocks are supposed to be able to counter that, but apparently I'm not a very good Warlock, so, you know, not my class. So I ended up playing a Paladin, which I know they get better in TBC, but that wasn't really my goal with playing a Paladin. Paladin is the first class I ever played properly in this game. I think I've told the story before. I played a Blood Elf Paladin during, like, Cataclysm. I think it was early Cataclysm. So it was still when we had, like, actual talent trees rather than just these weird boxes that you tick. Which some people like. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of them. I prefer the actual, like, talent tree system. I like that side of RPGs where you get to create your own, like, custom class, but... well, kind of custom class, right? But, yeah, Paladin was the first class I ever played, so I wanted to try that out and just see how different it was back during, like, the Classic era, because I never got to play during that period. The earliest I played WoW was, Wrath, I think, when they started doing class trials or whatever, where you could play to, like, level 10 or something. Like, you basically got to experience the starting zones. But that was the first time I really played WoW, and then Cataclysm was when I actually jumped in. And I played a Holy Paladin, or whatever, so I was a healer back then. And I really enjoyed Paladin, but the game just didn't gel with me at that time period, I think, and I dropped out pretty quickly. But I enjoyed playing Paladin, wanted to try it out again, and I really enjoyed it. Like, genuinely, I think it might be the most fun I've had playing Classic, is playing a Paladin. Like, every other class just feels kinda not so good to me, I guess. Like, Rogue was fun, I played that for a little bit. I haven't really leveled it past the starting zone, but having to not rely on mana was really nice. That is the one downside to Paladin, is you run out of mana constantly. If you try and use Consecration, that's all of your mana gone. You know, it's a little, it's a little all over the place, but I do enjoy it. I just like the utility of that class. Like, sure, Rep Paladins aren't great in Classic, right? Like, the damage output's pretty on the low end, but I do feel like they're the most well-rounded class in Classic. I haven't tried Druid yet, and I am curious the, like, differences and similarities between those, because if you look at, like, retail... Jesus. What the fuck happened with my throat there? You look at, like, retail class design, right? Everyone can kind of do everything. Some things better than others, of course, but everyone has, like, a bit of something. Like, everyone has a speed boost, everyone has a heal, everyone has some sort of damaging ability, an AoE, whatever. And I think that is good design in that sense, right? Like, because everyone has an ability to do something. Like I say, some classes are just better than others, of course, which is for certain things, which is how it should be. But everyone can kind of do a little bit of everything, and Paladin and Druid are like the two classes in Classic that can kind of do that. And everyone else is just kind of stuck being like one thing or another. Like, Warriors have basically no healing output. From what I saw, Priests aren't particularly great at doing anything other than healing. which could be wrong. But that's all I've seen out of them. From my own, like, account. But, like, paladins and druids can kind of do a bit of everything. They're not great at anything. They're like a jack-of-all-trades class. They can do everything, but they're not great at any one thing. But I kind of like that. I like the fact that they feel well-rounded and that you can kind of do everything. That you can join in with any content. You can tank, you can heal, you can DPS. Like, I was doing I think it was a Zul'Farrak run on the Paladin. I did it a few times trying to get the, like, 1% sword or whatever, because I got the first part of it on my first ever run. And then I kept trying to get the last part and didn't get it. But, yeah, I was doing that. And we'd killed everything other than, I think, one boss. Or we'd done everything other than the quests. And the healer and one of the DPSs left. So we were just left with me as a paladin, the tank, and one of the DPS trying to finish the quests. But the good thing is, as paladin, you can just swap to healing, so I just replaced the healer. Without having to swap gear, without having to do anything. Without having to, like, leave and respec. I know I just swapped to healing and kept the tank alive. Like, it was great. Just being able to swap in and out of roles like that feels good. It feels like there's always kind of a role for you. For the most part, I don't really want to be healing, I guess. As much as I did it back in the day, and I don't mind healing in retail. For dungeons, and I also don't mind tanking in retail, for the most part. But in Classic, it feels just more stressful. I guess because everyone is, like, more likely to die in Classic. The argument of, like, is Classic harder or not? I think it's not necessarily harder, just you're not as strong, if that makes sense, because everyone can't do everything. So you have to, like, rely on a healer to... I didn't mean to use that ability. You have to really kind of rely on a healer more to keep you all alive. You have to rely on the tank to actually hold aggro. It's not like doing a BFA dungeon where if the tank just doesn't hold aggro, two other people in the raid can also just hold aggro, or two other people in the dungeon. Whereas in Classic, you're very reliant on each other's roles. So I prefer the less stressful, just hit things with a hammer playstyle in Classic, personally. Yeah, start playing a Paladin in Classic. That was a very long rant on that topic. But that brought me back, and then I decided, after I'd hit 60, to see how Paladin was in retail again, because I did start one before I stopped playing. And I really enjoyed that as well. It's completely different. Those classes do not feel like the same class in the slightest. Like, you have some abilities that have the same name, but they do completely different things. Pardon me, seals are basically gone. Auras are kind of useless apart from one of them. Outside of PvP, I think. Like, it feels like a completely different class. It's just bizarre how different they are, but it's really fun playing Paladin in retail. Oh yeah, the main thing of, like, Consecration uses no mana in retail, so you can just consecrate constantly. Well, it has, like, a cooldown, but apart from that, you can just spam it. And then in Classic, you use one Consecrate at max rank and all of your mana is gone, and you just can't do anything for the rest of the fight apart from auto attack. It's just completely different classes. But both genuinely really fun. Oh yeah, I still have the Heart of Azeroth on this character. What the hell? Oh, I got the hat. I don't think I can... Oh Jesus, I didn't clear out this character's inventory. Yikes, that's a lot of crap. Yeah, I've not played half these alts since I stopped playing, which was like, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks after Shadowlands. Basically, whenever I posted my last Shadowlands video on the YouTube channel was when I stopped playing WoW. Because honestly, as much as Shadowlands is like a beautiful expansion, like incredibly pretty, beautiful art design, beautiful sound design, the Covenants are really cool and interesting in my opinion, those sockets and like conduit soulbinds, all that stuff I like. The only thing I didn't really like was the sort of imbalance of one Covenant's ability to another. Like, some are just better than others. I know they've kind of continued to balance some of that, but it still feels like one is just better than the other for a lot of classes. Which just means if you want to play the one that looks coolest, you just are at a massive disadvantage to everyone else constantly. Which still sucks, in my opinion. I'm not really bothered about it so much anymore, because I'm not really bothered about playing anything competitive now, apart from, like, maybe PvP. Because I'll be honest, after a couple weeks of Shadowlands, I got real bored of the expansion, because the two things I was most excited about, and I think I talked about it a lot in the old streams, was the story and Torghast. Torghast is kind of boring. It's not the roguelike I expected it to be. It is very much just, oh, you get the same abilities every run, you fight pretty much the same enemies in every run. Some of the runs are more irritating than others because there are more irritating mechanics attached to them. But it's not really any difficult than any of the other floors. It's like the fire one where you constantly take damage, there's the Mortiger one where they leave pools on the ground that constantly damage you unless you move quick enough. It's just, it's not fun for the most part and just kind of irritating. One sec. I also didn't enjoy the Maw at all. I've done literally nothing there. So I can't even, like, unlock the mount to get through there quicker, which would make it a little more enjoyable, I suppose. But for the most part, I suppose they nailed their design thing, right? Because they wanted the Maw to be a place you didn't want to be. Which, is a cool design idea, but doesn't really work from a gameplay standpoint, because it's like, I don't want to be here, so I'm just not going to go here. And then you never see any of the content there. Because this is an MMO, and you have a vast, like, pool of things you can choose to do, so if you just make a thing that nobody wants to go to or be in, then no one's gonna go there or do it, right? I mean, there are people who farm out the Maw, and you know what? Good for them. Like, genuinely, I celebrate their sort of determination to get through that place. Because I genuinely hate going. The only time I've actually been there, since I've started playing again, is to do the Rescue Souls from the Maw quest. And they've made that super easy now. It used to be really irritating to do, where like half the time the things wouldn't give you souls, they would like fly off or whatever. I literally walked into the Maw, picked up 5 on the first hill and left. Which was great, because it means I have to spend the least amount of time there possible. So I love that now, but there's just not a lot. It's weird, there's a lot to do, but none of it feels engaging. Like, because the Covenant campaign was time-gated originally, I just lost interest in it altogether. Because it's the same thing that happened during BFA, right? The reason I dropped out of BFA so early as well was because the story was time-gated. I get why they do it from a business standpoint, but from a gameplay standpoint, I just lose interest because I can't play through the thing I want to play. Instead, I have to, like, go and grind world quests and wait till next week, or wait till tomorrow in order to be able to progress the story more. Which I don't enjoy, you know? But I think that is why I've kind of enjoyed coming back to it now, especially. Come on. Yay! Blood of Sargeras. Wonderful. Right, okay. Let's just log out in here. But yeah, I think that's the reason I've enjoyed coming back to it now, because there's no time gate on things anymore. Like, the whole renown system. You can earn renown now by doing the things you enjoy, right? Like, I just queued up for an LFR for the raid, because I hadn't got to experience it because my guild died. I'm sure I mentioned that in streams before. I am looking at finding a new one, so hopefully we'll get to experience it somewhat soon. Let's just swap to the Hunter. Which would be fun. So actually get to play it properly would be real nice. But I just LFR'd it to see what it was like, enjoy it, and you get renown from like every boss kill pretty much. So I went from 9 renown to like, I can't remember what it was, like 21 or whatever. Like I just smashed through the renown system, completed the Covenant campaign, and really enjoyed it. The storyline was really cool. I mean, I guess spoilers? Because I played on the Necrolord side. I can't remember some of it because it's been like months since I played. But eventually you go to the House of Rituals and stuff, you meet up with Crack-azahan again. Who... I like the thing of, like, we have to wear a disguise to get in there, because if Crack-azahan saw us, he'd probably freak the fuck out, considering we've already killed him twice. You have to go in disguise, you have to, like, work for him in secret. Which is really cool. And then, oh, I don't have cheater speed on this character? Oh no, cheater speed's here, so I'm Shift Q. Jesus. Yeah, I don't remember what any of the keybinds are for any of these ults. Yeah, you work for him in secret, he resurrects Sapphiron again, so you have to fight the big-ass dragon from Nax. Which was cool. It's, it has the new, like, undead dragon model. I think it's the same one from, what's it called? The new starter island, Exile's Reach. And also the undead dragon from, the Necrolord place, the one in the middle. The pit, or whatever it is, the fighting ring. But it has all of, like, the Sapphiron ice mechanic stuff attached to it, which is kind of cool. That was a fun fight, and then at the end you actually fight Crack-azahan. He's like the final boss of the Necrolord campaign, which feels very fitting. Oh, the range on that is terrible then, huh? Oh yeah, the uncapped bomb AoE. I wonder if that's still a thing, or if they fixed it, considering they apparently just butchered my class since the last time I played. Apparently Hunter is now one of the like worst DPS things in the game, which feels real bad, but we live and we learn, I suppose. Yeah, Crack-azahan's the big final boss of the campaign. That was really fun, and now there's like the follow-on sort of campaign with the adventure board, which is a bit weird, but it feels kind of... Honestly, completely different tangent. I really like the mission table in this expansion. It's basically the same as it was in the previous expansion, but now it feels like there's actually some level of interaction with it. You don't just go, oh, this companion fights this thing, okay, next mission. This companion fights this thing, next mission. It actually feels like there's a bit of planning and, like, using the right people to fight this mission rather than this one. There's not a lot of strategy. There's only 5 positions you can place things, right? But there's some level of strategy to it, and it feels a bit more interactive and engaging than the previous mission table. So the fact that that has its own campaign attached to it and kind of continues on the story a little bit is kind of nice. I'm looking forward to seeing where the campaign just goes from here. Because I don't feel like the Necrolord campaign actually really tied into what was going on in the raid. But I do feel like the next raid, I don't know where we're going next. Because based on the trailer it looks like probably Bastion, right? Because evil Anduin kills the Bastion lady. But they set up a whole bunch of stuff during the Necrolord campaign of like Crack-azahan is going to be the big Necrolord raid boss, right? And kind of next 3.0, which would be cool. But apparently we're like miles away from 9.1 or whatever. Like that's the end of the year, I think I heard, was the next time frame. So it's like, I'm probably gonna stop playing Shadowlands again before then, I'll be honest. Unless I start running alts through all the other storylines, which was the plan. still might happen. Because I am enjoying just mount farming and stuff again, like the structure and routine that I talked about a while ago. I'm kind of looking forward to getting back into that a little more. But yeah, Shadowlands just... Yeah, cool. Not looted that before, apparently. Yeah, Shadowlands, it's just been a bit all over the place. Like, I genuinely feel like the expansion works better now without the time gate, but I understand why the time gate was there, because very clearly there's kind of a... not a lack of content, but just things weren't ready. And I feel like that was really evident from the start, right? Like, obviously Shadowlands was pushed back originally. I feel like it probably could have done with a little more time even after the initial release date. Like, the game wasn't really broken or anything, things were just a little bit imbalanced. But everything was like super heavily time-gated, like it was during BFA. Again, that's what put me off during that expansion. It's what made me leave during this expansion, like a couple weeks after the start. And coming back to it now without the time gate, again, far more enjoyable. But there's not a whole lot to do unless you're mount farming or grinding the raid or mythic pluses or for like arena, right? I have tried doing a bit of arena with Kyle and did not enjoy it, I'll be honest. It was basically you get stun-locked by a rogue and then you die in 2 hits. Next arena, you get stun-locked by a rogue and die in 2 hits. It was just repeat. For like 4 matches. It was just always there was a rogue and they would one-shot you. Like, cool, I can't really learn to get better at my class in this arena if I can't do anything. Like, the rogue just insta-stun-locks you, you don't even get to press a button and you're dead. We did do one arena match where there wasn't a rogue and we got to fight for like 30 seconds and then got deleted by a paladin. So, also great. But yeah, not a huge fan of arena because of that, because it just doesn't really feel like I can do anything. Which could just be a factor of not being, like, amazing at my class in PvP, I suppose. But also I'm not actually getting to press a button, so... can't really get any better at not pressing a button. You know? Which could be a matter of, like, item level, I suppose, because there's no PvP scaling and stuff now. If the rogues are just, like, at 220 item level, whatever, I'm at 180. Their weapon does 1,000,000 more damage than me. I suppose could be a major factor in determining who's winning that fight. I like how you can throw these bombs backwards. Yeah, there's just not a whole lot to do after a certain point, it feels like, you know? I'm getting more enjoyment out of just mount farming the old content again. Which is why we're back here in Crack-azahan again. Try and make one final push for midnight, which, I'll be honest, is probably not dropping. And I'm not really adding any, the word like tension to it as like other streamers would do, sitting around waiting for the mount drop. Because we've got like 20 ults to get through, and I've got like maybe 2 hours. We're already like half an hour in. I'm smashing these out. I'm going for it, you know. But also I want to keep hopping through these ults for another reason, which I'll bring up in a second. But I feel like I'm bouncing around points again, and not really following a consistent track. But Shadowlands, there's just, yeah, there's kind of a gap of content again. There's this weird thing of they need to time gate it in order to like, you know, string out the content long enough to keep people playing. But that then makes me not want to play because I just want to play through the story. so then that makes me leave, and then I come back, and then I can play through everything, which then makes me enjoy the game again. But then also, I have no content to do because I've done it all. And the only things I have left to do now are Mythic Plus and higher raid tiers and stuff. And I'm sure I've told the story before about the that weird Mythic Plus group. Beautiful. Yeah, that weird Mythic Plus group we had. That kind of put me off Mythic Plus altogether, to be honest. Because my experience of Mythic Plus was doing Mythic Plus, well, like, you know, just regular Mythics, everyone learning how to do the dungeons, everyone playing through them for the first time, getting our keystones, learning how things worked, getting some easy gear. You know, it was fun, everyone working together. It felt like doing a dungeon in... Pardon me, doing a dungeon in Classic, or doing a quest in Classic or whatever, right? With other people, and you work together, and you teach each other, and you learn how to do the dungeon better, and you learn new mechanics, and you learn new, like, skips and things. You know, you learn together, and it's like a fun communal experience, and it's part of what makes MMOs as fun as they are. But then you get to Mythic Plus 2s, and suddenly everyone is a just pretentious asshole. It was awful. Like, we did one thing, I'm sure I've told this story a million times, about the healer who just lost his shit because I think Kyle didn't know one of the mechanics. I was teaching him how to do it because I've got DBM installed and stuff, and could basically just read off how to do things, and was telling him how to move and things. The most irritating thing about that is the fact the healer was the one not doing the mechanic. Damn it. Because yeah, I was telling Kyle how to do the things, like, he wasn't in the wrong in how he was playing that dungeon, he just hadn't done it before, so he didn't know the mechanic, right? But the healer lost his shit over that, and the healer was the one not doing the mechanic, and then on the way back to the dungeon couldn't do fucking Frogger, died and rage quit and cost us the Mythic Plus 2. And that's the last time I'm doing a Mythic Plus, because I'm not dealing with that again. I refuse to deal with people like that in this game anymore. I had to deal with it when I was leveling, during BFA, I have to deal with it during fucking Shadowlands too? No, I'm just not bothering with it anymore, you know? I'm gonna go play the part of the game that I enjoy, which is, like, you know, dungeons. I've completely forgot how to play this character. You know, I'll play heroic dungeons. I'll do fucking LFR and just experience the easiest mode of the raid, which is kind of boring. But at least I get to experience the raid and the storyline, which is the thing I enjoy the most about WoW, which is the world and the story and the characters. I don't really care about getting the highest item level stuff anymore, like I'm past the point of caring about it. If I could, you know, just grind it out with me and Kyle, or, you know, with like a group of genuinely okay people, like, I would enjoy it. And I have seen that as the advice for Mythic Pluses, is to, what's this? Oh, it's like a hail thing, right, okay. The big AoE they gave us in Shadowlands, right? I don't think this hunter is getting through this dungeon, I'll be honest, on Mythic. I think the item level might be too low. Because I haven't played a lot of these guys since, like, the end of BFA, so... I didn't play any of my alts other than, I think, the Death Knight. Because the Death Knight I did the Threads of Fate thing and realised that was a terrible idea and haven't touched it since. because Threads of Fate is just doing world quests until you hit 60, and that's another thing about Shadowlands. I'm not a fan of world quests. Which, to be fair, I think is because I burnt out doing them during BFA. Because as I mentioned, one of my main things in this game is mount farming, right? Hence why we're here. And you had to get some of the mounts. In BFA was do a whole bunch of rep grinding, which meant doing a whole bunch of world quests, and I just don't care about doing them in Shadowlands. I do the odd one that I know is like really easy, because I know that will give me rep, and it will give me anima, and then it will allow me to do other things that I want to do, like get mounts. Whereas anything outside of that, I don't care. Which feels bad, but you know. I think that's just kind of the expansion. One thing I have been enjoying, and I enjoyed it before I stopped playing, was just doing epic battlegrounds, and even regular battlegrounds. I did a few of those with Kyle. And actually, I feel like regular battlegrounds are actually more fun than epic. Epic is fun for that large scale, like, chaos. But all the epic battlegrounds are horribly imbalanced. It's always one team stomps the other. I think I've only had like 1 or 2 epic battleground games ever where it has been a back and forth. Or there has been like a swing, you know, one team goes from losing to the other team winning and whatever. Like, barely ever have I seen that happen. But during during regular battlegrounds, I have seen that happen several times already. It feels far more balanced and like they're an actual planned out mode. Which I think might just be a factor of,
Come see my minions and let them be heard.
Oh, beautiful. Fucking flying monkeys are here now, apparently.
This place could stand to be terrified.
Sorry, I had to concentrate a little more for that fight, because this character's real squishy, apparently. Where was I? Oh yeah, Battlegrounds. Yeah, regular Battlegrounds just feel like they're actually balanced. They feel more like, I don't know, like a Halo match or whatever, right? Like, it's kind of fair for both teams as long as there isn't like a massive imbalance of player skill. Whereas Epic Battlegrounds just constantly feel like a swing. Like, it's one team always just demolishes the other. Which could just be a massive imbalance of player skill, right? Like, the Horde boys are just... they PvP more, so have more skill than the Alliance guys, maybe? But I've also seen the Alliance guys just stomp the Horde sometimes. So it just... Epic Battlegrounds is not balanced at all. Which I think might just be, like, a matter of the scale, right? Like, there's just so many people, it's hard to really balance that. Oh Jesus, I'm gonna die here. Oh, nope, they all died. Okay. Have I got any way of healing on this character? Other than that. Okay, yeah, cool. Do any of these actually heal? Yeah, that one. 600 health. Barely anything. And those healing items only work inside of specific dungeons. Okay, let's sit down and eat a pumpkin. But yeah, regular Battlegrounds, far more balanced. And I genuinely think far more enjoyable. Maybe I will try rated Battlegrounds at some point if I can find like a guild that does that and has a team I can tag along to like an occasional one. That might be quite fun. To do at some point. And would also mean I could get to partake in, can these guys even look at it? Because they're not in Shadowlands, so they can't properly know. Must be at max level to look at it. on a level 5, still can't do raid PvP. But yeah, there are some genuinely good things about Shadowlands. It's just lost interest so early in the expansion. But I have been enjoying it coming back now. And I think I've started to talk about mentioning the fact that I leveled up a paladin, who is also now at 50, just started Shadowlands with it. Haven't actually done anything yet, I just started like transmog farming as soon as I got him to 50. But I think he's going into Kyrian. I have just looked up what does the most damage, because I was thinking about using him for PvP. Because like I said, I've been enjoying it the most. And in doing like, you know, kind of derpy content or like the storyline or whatever, and just doing like fun things, I don't feel like the damage output matters so much. But if I'm gonna do like, you know, arena and stuff with it, then I should probably prioritize damage output. And to my knowledge, Kyrian is the one with the most like broken ability for PvP. So it will probably be the choice. Wait, these guys actually give XP, some of them? Jesus, this character is, like, really under-geared, huh? Okay, maybe it doesn't. It was a yellow mob, but it didn't give XP. Can I... sure. Show my experience in chat. This also doesn't have honor turned on for this character. Interesting. I thought that was on by default, but I guess I turned it on my main. Yes, before I forget about it, this is the other thing I wanted to point out, is the Alcoholic thing I got, because I wanted to figure out what my professions were on all my characters really quickly. So that I could use it for, figure out what professions I have, what I can, like, maximize and stuff to have more of that stuff, because I want to do more of the completionist things, right? Let's get through here and just kill them all. Yeah, like the mount farming, getting reps and stuff, which I've been doing a little bit of. Since I came back, I'm so worried about dying on this character, I'm having to run through the whole fucking dungeon again. Yeah, I've been doing a bit of it since I came back. I did the Argent... Is it Argent Dawn or Argent Crusade rep? Whichever one is the one from Classic. Which is really weird in retail. Because in Classic, you do it by like killing mobs, you get Scourge Stones, you do Skolo, you do Strat, you do Nax, right? Like it has a progression to it, and it's like an actual grind, and a thing you progress through it. And then you have the retail version where you do one quest, you kill one guy, and you go from friendly to revered. And then you run Strat 11 times to pick up a book. And then you bring those 11 books back to the guy, one at a time, to then go from Revered to Exalted to get the title. It's so weird. I think they removed all of it because the Crusade rep replaced the Dawn one. Which is strange how they did that. One second. I don't know why they didn't just, you know, add new routes to get the Crusade rep instead, or kind of consolidate the two. I assume they didn't consolidate the two because they wanted you to have to grind the rep again. Because that's the old method of keeping people playing rather than, you know, time-gating everything.
Faithful midnight. For many years, our countless huts provided game for the Master's table.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and like slowly move through here and clear every pack because I know how this boss works. And I feel like doing this will be most beneficial. Because, I mean, there's less crap during the actual fight that's just gonna AoE the hell out of me. We still might just die to midnight anyway after all this because his like AoE stuff's pretty strong. This should give us a fighting chance at least. We should be good on pretty much every other character, even the ones that have like low item level, because they have plate gear and stuff. Apart from maybe the druid. The druid is gonna be squishy.
I need to target something first.
Well, probably about as squishy as the thingy. What did I just do to myself? What was that ability I just used? Hmm? Oh, yep, here we go. Straight into the next fight. So yeah, we might do some more battlegrounds and stuff on stream at some point as well. I'm gonna heal again before I fight that next pack over there. I'll probably loop around and get to those guys. Yeah, we might do some more PvP on stream at some point. I think we're mostly just gonna be focusing on mount farming now, because I've not really got a whole lot of Shadowlands stuff to show unless I start doing like the Kyrian storyline and stuff on my Paladin, maybe. I was gonna do the Venthyr one and the Death Knight. So, I need to figure out somebody who's going Night Fae, I guess, if I want to do the storylines. Just someone who likes the story would probably be a good idea. Because I can get more out of the expansion that I paid for and that I'm subbing for. But, yeah, mostly mount farming. I think it's probably going to be the focus from now on. Which it kind of was already, let's be honest. Probably a little less gold farming. I haven't actually bothered to look for gold farming in a while. I'm assuming that people have figured out what the new like farming routes are. It's probably a lot of BFA content, I imagine. Because all that stuff will be easily soloable now. I mean, some of it was already soloable, like at the end of BFA, like some of the dungeons. Because I remember doing some of them to get the new pets, like the cursed pig and stuff. I think that was a stream. You could solo, like, all the trash. I don't think you could solo the bosses, unless you were, like, plate classes or healers, like paladins. To be fair, probably a druid could farm it as well. Because druids are just fucking broken. And have been since, I think, the pre-patch. Which is, it might be why I have a druid. Who knows? We'll see how that goes. Another thing I have been doing since I came back was finishing off the allied races. Which is also what the Paladin and Druid were. Paladin was a Light Forged and the Druid was a Gold Tyrant, I think. So it was a good place to start.
Another group of thieves trying to steal my horse. My quarry never escapes. Time to face my quarry toe to toe.
So I don't pull some random rat into this fight by accident. Bruh, it was like 2 seconds to react to that, what the fuck. The like warning of where he was gonna hit showed up after he'd already fucking cast. Heal, bro, please. Nice. Come on, that was a hard-ass fight. Give me the mount. Oh, that's a trinket. What the fuck is that? Mythic Warforged? Wow! What a reward! It actually is better than my stuff, so I'm gonna take it. This character has fuck all, man. There's a reason he almost died to trash. Several times. Who goes there? I mean, it's a bit late, but I killed all the horses in the stables. But yeah, a completely different thing I wanted to start doing. Let's try the Death Knight. Is, Pokemon. Funnily enough, it's completely unrelated. I suppose Battle Pets is the loose connection. But, yeah. Pokemon. I've recently reconnected an old hard drive and found that I had a whole bunch of, you know, cartridge dumps, I think is what they're called, from like the old games that I own, as well as several different emulators. So I just downloaded a new one because I didn't really trust any of the old ones that were on that hard drive. I scanned it like several times before I even did anything on it because I was like, I don't trust this random box that's been sat disconnected on my desk for 5 years or whatever now. I mean, it's been disconnected, so it's not like anything new could have got on it, but, you know, in case anything old was on it. It shouldn't have been. I was gonna say I don't remember how to play this character, but I'm in old Caravan, so it doesn't really matter, does it? What is this? Oh. Is this the Venthyr ability? What the fuck? Jesus, it just turned me into a walking AoE. That was insane.
Out of range.
Come, Midnight! Let's disperse this petty ways new. Someday I will the hunted.
Aww, man. Come on. I just want one of them. I don't care which one. I'll take either at this point. I just want one of the Midnights. I mean, I'd like the Mythic one, to be honest, because it's the newer model, but still, I'll take either. Honestly. The old one's, like, cool and green, and the new one's, you know, glowy red, so... any will do at this point. Oh, is this... okay, this uses the mechanical mount pool. I remember that was the thing I set up, but I haven't... I think I looked at it a bit this morning. I think I redid it for the other hunter, the Worgen. Because I've got a whole bunch of mounts since, and then it just re-adds them to the pool of potential mounts on like every character. Yeah, slight downside to playing a tank class. You do no damage, but you also don't die. I do need to get back into playing Death Knight again. And tanking just all of the Shadowlands dungeons. I don't think I can, though, on this character, because the item level is too low. So I have to grind world quests until I hit 80 item level or whatever. Can I even do PvP? Because you have to be max level or whatever, don't you? Yep. Yep. Fun. Hey, don't I also have like an ability that I throw on the floor that does damage or increases damage? Isn't that a whole thing with Blood Death Knights? Is that what that is? Death and Decay across target ground. Yes, it is. It's my E ability. Oh, I actually have to place it. Forgot about that. Thought it just appeared around me. Which honestly, if there was a way to just make it auto-cast underneath me, that would be real good. Oh yes, look at my health loss. Yeah, I should play this again. I should just fucking man up and do the world quest, honestly.
I must get closer.
So, you know, what else is there to talk about, like, new and old stuff? Music-wise, there's a whole bunch of new, like, mixes in the mix playlist now by Whitebat, who is the guy who's behind half this music I use. It's all, like, really good synthwave, royalty-free stuff. He's generally amazing, and he's done a whole bunch more since I stopped streaming, so there's, like, fucking 6 hours of new music in this playlist now. If anybody likes the music, there's, you know, there's usually a link in the description or under the stream, whichever. I want to go look at the rest of his stuff, because he does a lot of, like, single tracks as well, and then the big mixes every so often. I think there's also one that's, it's called Plague Rat. It's like a Skaven themed one, which I haven't listened to yet. I want to listen to that. Probably do that after the stream. It's, Big fan of those rat boys, you know. In case you can't hear it, my squeaky chair still exists. Very fucking irritating. I am very curious about this counter here. The the time played total. Just watching that slowly tick up as I log onto all my ults. It's kind of interesting that time played total on one of my hunters is 22 hours, which means I leveled it from like 1 to 50 in almost a day? But then my warrior took 2 days. And Mecha Boris is like a day and 13 hours. Hello, game? Oh, I'm pressing 3 rather than E. Hello, game? I'm a dumbass. I'll get the other one, she's closer to you. Oh yeah, I do have a an LFR, like, raid story to tell. Which honestly, my experience with LFR has been kind of mixed, right? Which I think is, again, it's the same as like doing Mythic Pluses and stuff, of some groups of people are just a lot nicer than others. And also some people just know what they're doing more than others, which is also a factor. It contributes quite heavily to both. Just leave that. But yeah, Mythic Plus doing LFR doing Castle Nathria. It was kind of fun, honestly. Like the first group I did it with, we did everything other than Sludge Fist, Shriekwing, and I can't remember what the other one is. That might be the boss, the council or whatever. Like the one before Denathrius. It's like those 3. Were the only ones we skipped on that first run through. We did everything else. I did everything else with that group, including Denathrius, which is kind of fun. I mean, obviously it's easy mode, so it's not quite the challenge that a lot of people had to face on week 1 and all the rest of it. And I think it's also been nerfed or patched or whatever since then as well. But I did have fun with it. We didn't really have many hiccups. I actually don't remember. Oh yeah, we did wipe. Well, I died a few times on different bosses, including the dance fight, because I didn't see where the light was and just died to that. But once I understood where the light was, I knew how to do the mechanic, but it was a bit late because I was dead and I didn't get res. So I just watched everyone else do it and watched my light move around the room. But apart from that, it went pretty well, it went pretty smoothly, that was all good. It's fun, got a whole bunch of renown. I got some like transmog pieces, not a whole lot. I think I got like 1 bit. It might have been the boots or something. It was worse than the gear I was already wearing because it's LFR stuff. And I was mostly wearing like mythics and PvP gear. That went pretty well. That was fun. I actually quite like the raid. I want to do it as like an actual proper thing now and see what the differences are and how much more difficult it is as like an actual thing rather than just like, you know, easy mode. Can I? Oh, it's on cooldown. No, it isn't. But yeah, second run through I did. We went back and did Shriekwing, Sludge Fist, and the council, whatever they're called, the last one. You know, in fact, let me just look it up, and I can actually do this properly. Where is it? Shriekwing. It's a real weird spread because you do Shriekwing and Sludge Fist and Stone Legion Generals as the one before the end. And then I think Huntsman, Artificer, and the Hungering one is another, I think. And then like Sun King, Ivana, and the Blood Council is another. It's weird. Like they're not in the like list order at all, which is odd. But yeah, we did Shriekwing. That went fine. We one-shot that. It was burnt down in like a minute. Mechanics were really simple. I don't know how much different they are in the actual raid, but they were, pretty simple. It was basically just stand behind the pillar, don't stand in the blood waves. It's pretty basic stuff. It's basically like a dungeon mechanic. And then you get to Sludgefist. His mechanics, not that complicated really. It's, don't stand in the circles. Again, and when the tank has aggro, the tank runs him into a pillar, and then that stops it from insta-killing the raid. Which, I mean, as a DPS, I understood that from, like, standing a mile back and just watching what was going on. But apparently one of the tanks didn't understand that mechanic, and decided to run Sludgefist into a wall and wipe the entire raid when he was on 5% health. Which, understandably, quite frustrating. So, we did it again. All the DPS, kinda irritated, because we just got him down to 5%. We did that real smoothly. We burn him down real fast, like 75% I think it was. The same tank pulls aggro on the mechanic, despite being told 3 times in chat by separate people how to do the mechanic. All explained at different levels of detail, of course, but, explained. Decides to run the boss into the same wall and wipe the raid again. It's just... I don't get it. Like, there's one thing of, like, not understanding the mechanic and getting it wrong the first time. There's one thing of, like, not knowing the mechanic, so you need someone to explain it to you, so you can learn and get better at the game and improve and do things correctly. I understand all of that. But when you literally just blatantly ignore 3 people giving you an explanation about how to do a fight, and then also being given the benefit of the doubt of like, well, you messed it up the first time, so maybe you don't know how to do the fight, maybe it's your first time doing it. Like, a lot of us there, because it's LFR, a lot of people are doing it there for their first time, right? Because they just want to get the renown quick, and they want to get the transmog pieces or like easy gear and stuff. So a lot of people are doing it for their first time on the first character they've brought through Shadowlands. But when you just straight up ignore everyone telling you how to do a thing, and then just continue to do the same thing you did the first time, which clearly didn't work and wiped the raid? What are you doing? Like, honestly. It was so frustrating, and I think he got kicked like 2 seconds later. And the Demon Hunter tank we had proceeded to solo tank Sludgefist on the first try, and we burned him down in like 30 seconds. I think all the DPS were just fed up of like wiping on this incredibly simple encounter. It literally just requires the tank to move it into a pillar. That's the complicated mechanic of Sludgefist on LFR. Oh, what did I just grab? No. It's literally just one person has to run it into a pillar. That's the only dangerous mechanic on the LFR version of that fight. It was so dumb. But we got through it in the end. Then we did Stone Legion. The generals are quite fun actually, that fight. Can we not cast heals, please? I don't know what my interrupt is on this character. Yeah, the generals are quite fun. It's kind of a more advanced version of the Spires of Ascension, I think it is, fight, where you have to run the orbs back.
Another group of thieves trying to steal my horse. My quarry never escapes. Time to face my quarry toe-to-toe.
It's actually, it's quite fun. I wouldn't mind doing that fight again. Obviously I've got to wait now until like next week before I can do it on LFR, unless I find a guild to do it with on normal and stuff.
I have become hunted.
Oh, come on. Why is there so many drops from this that look like a horseshoe? Like, I know it's a horse-centric boss, but maybe just make them mount a horseshoe so I can stop having mini heart attacks every time I pick up a horseshoe and it's not the mount. Damn it. But yeah, Crack-azahan and LFR, pretty chill, pretty fun. I'm kind of looking forward to doing it again. This is the one I'm worried about, just dying immediately on this fight as well. Yeah, I want to do it again. I want to try it on normal. I'd love to try and push for, like, heroic, to be honest. Like, I doubt I can get into a mythic group. But it is one thing I really liked about doing mythic dungeons before I got pissed off with people. Was like the differences and how it progresses from like, this is the normal version, here's the basic mechanics, here's the heroic version with slightly more complex... Oh. Okay, it's for disenchanting. Wonderful. Now up to 12 days. Wonderful. I was halfway through a statement, I got derailed by that. I have no idea what I was saying. Oh, right, yeah. 1 sec. Can't do that while moving. Really? Oh, okay, I was casting the wrong ability, that's why. There we go. This is more like it. Yes! Yes! The power of druids! Pressing one button. Yep. I don't even care. That was fun. Just running in and pressing one button and everything dies around you. Where was I? Oh yeah. Like the progression from normal to heroic to mythic, like how things change and improve and how the mechanics change and evolve. Like, I really enjoy that for some reason. I think it's just the progression of the mechanics, seeing that unfold is really fun. And like having to learn to adapt to how different it is between variants. I would love to actually see that on a raid scale as well, not just you know, in dungeons. Because I feel like it would be far more expansive with how much they can change in a raid, considering that people have to deal with the mechanic and stuff.
I think it wise.
Yeah, let's see how difficult this is.
I'll work to circumvent
a mythic.
You may need to take a more blunt force approach. This goes without saying.
To build up astral power, I don't know. That's a whole mechanic. Isn't there a stealth ability that I can use to just sneak past everything? Yes. Just stealth. Which might allow me to see if I can just get to the boss without fighting anything. I can see why the bots use druids. Because you can skip everything that you want to skip and just go straight to the place you need to farm. It makes a lot of sense. Takes me out of prowl whenever I talk to somebody. I have this macro that just shifts me between forms. I should probably use that rather than manually clicking.
Shut your jabber, drama man. The Monkey King got another blast. Tonight we got a market show. On Oaken Tale, you think you know. That evil crone, she's not the worst. Another witch was nasty first. Mean Duker locked up all us horses. Another bad
Crack has mail apparently from the postmaster.
So sit and slur.
Probably all the crap I left on
Enjoy
midnight.
the show that we call Wicked.
It's probably a really good time to gear up right now, considering. Well, I think the best way of doing the gearing up in Shadowlands is probably to start with the story, get to 80 item level, then swap to Threads of Fate and just dungeon spam till 60. I don't even target these guys until they become hostile, which is odd. Most things you can target them as like unfriendly or whatever and you just can't attack them, but these guys literally aren't enemies until they drop down.
Together, we're unlimited. Follow my lead and you'll be popular. You deserve a chance to fly.
I can fly, I'm a druid. Okay.
Come see my minions.
I was kind of worried about the damage output against me, but this seems fine. Honestly. Why did the frame rate suddenly change?
You deserve a chance to fly. How beautifully tragic.
Oh yeah, swap back to just run past everyone mode. Can I stealth through the middle? I can. I don't feel like a flaming cat is very stealthy, but apparently it's fine. Can I squeeze through here? Nice. Yeah, I should be able to run through the middle of the undead at the door as well then. Yep. Oh, did one of them aggro? I saw one of them move. I guess he might have just caught interest or whatever. I think like guys detect you and like turn to look, but if you move quick enough they can't see you. It's like in stealth games where you make people curious of a zone and they like turn to look there and you walk past them. Oh yeah, how is this gonna work with the spiders that auto-drop? They have nothing to aggro on because they can't see me. Nice. Oh! That one auto-aggroed on me. Fucking druid damage, man. Stupid. They hit so goddamn hard. And also all the AoE is uncapped. For some reason. Something tells me somebody at Blizzard just really likes druids. This expansion, they're really good. It does also make me feel kind of bad whenever I do play a druid. Because I'm also just kind of worried that someone's going to think I'm a bot or something. Just because I'm playing a class that's kind of dumb but fun, but all the bots play it. I mean, I feel like I act enough not like a bot, so probably fine. Starfall again? Oh, I guess the first one didn't go off properly. Oh. Also, it looks like they've made it so ranged casters can auto-attack now. Well, they could always auto-attack, but like auto-target. And I clicked that one because he was low health, but like they don't have to anymore. That's terrifying. Let's just heal back up. Next pack. Starfall. Yeah, I feel like doing this during Shadowlands leveling is gonna be dumb. I'm just gonna be able to speed level using this. I'm actually not sure what Druid's like best covenant is. Looking at the damage output, it feels like a waste to not put this in PvP, so... The only kind of irritating thing with the PvP is I'd like to be able to do it on my main for the like specific reason of gear, right? Because the PvP gear is just better than the everything else. Like the amount of mythic you have to do in order to get the same level of gear as you can just get from spamming Conquest. It's kind of dumb.
I don't have a target.
Oh, I actually killed him mid-charge, so he died on top of me. I thought he ran past me. Cool. I'm also worried with Starfall constantly that I'm actually pulling aggro off of things from like 2 miles away. Because it looks like the range on this is massive, like it goes all the way to midnight, but midnight isn't aggroing on me. So I don't actually understand the range on Starfall. Like it looks like it's 2 miles in every direction, but it's actually like 5 feet around you, maybe less. Also, I do believe they've changed mages again, which has made them all kind of a bit more balanced. So I might actually go back and play the mage again at some point soon. Because I did enjoy mage during BFA, and then they kind of like shafted it at the start of Shadowlands for some reason. Like the damage output just dropped. So I might be able to go back and play fire again, which is the one I was enjoying the most. I'm not even bothering to move out of the way anymore. I'm just gonna see how much I can just take on this druid, because this is stupid. Yep, that's normal. I got it again! What the hell? Sure, I'll take it. Yeah, what is this ability? Launches a surge of stellar energy at the target, dealing 888 astral damage, 803 astral damage apparently, powering the damage bonus of any active eclipse for its duration. Oh, okay. That's why it does dumb damage then, huh? Because it makes another move stronger. Fun. That was stupid. I used one of those and half of Midnight's health bar just fucking evaporated. I should play Druid more, apparently. So she needs a transmog, because currently looks like she's wearing some terrible onesie. Oh my, the guys have got like a badass armor set, and then she's wearing some like horrible Wrath of the Lich King leveling gear. So it's a weird disparity. Right, okay. I'll be back in 2 seconds. I just need a quick break. Hello. Right, let's get back to it, shall we? I was tapped out when I unmuted. Right. Oh yeah, my entire XP bar is just rested XP. Nice. Remaining 19 bars. That's a good amount, huh? Oh, I already had Gavlan logged, apparently. But still on that 12, huh? Oh yeah, good old spin to win warrior. Whee! Fucking human Beyblade. Hey, didn't Beyblade make a return at some point? I've not actually heard anything about that since... Yep, several pairs of gloves. That's what a Beyblade needs, isn't it? Yeah, I'm sure they're supposed to be making a comeback at some point. I don't know if that ever happened, but... Yeah, Beyblades were... Thinking back on it, kinda dumb, but they were fun. Just a fucking throwing spinning discs at each other, essentially, in a little bowl. They were great little toys. It's a shame they never, like... They could have really made a killing by, like, branching out into, partnering with other things with that.
I need to target something first.
For example, WoW-themed Beyblades, or Halo, or whatever else, you know, like, branching out into the games industry as it was becoming a thing. And the games industry was a thing beforehand, but you know what I mean. Like, when the games industry was really starting to blow up, like, branching in and partnering with those things, kind of like Fortnite does with Marvel and DC and all the rest of it, right? Like, they have partnerships with all of the big, like, comic book runs and movie releases. They basically have, like, a constant partnership with Disney, with whatever Disney releases next. You know, whether it's Star Wars or Marvel. If Beyblade had done that, they'd have made shitloads of money. Just making, like, oh yeah, here's a shaman-themed one that's... whatever that ability's called. Is it Whirlwind? Thunder Fury? Some shit?
I don't have a target.
You do the warrior one that is literally just, you know, Whirlwind. Could have done one that's like Ragnaros themed. Fucking breakdancing Ragnaros as a Beyblade. You could have done that for all the elementals, thinking about it actually, because they're all like upside down, well, in the game they're funnels, right? Like they're they get really thin at the top and then they're kind of chunky and then they turn into like an actual pyramid towards the bottom. It should have been like the perfect shape for an upside down, like Beyblade type thing. You could have done Ragnaros Murmur, was it Hydraxis or whatever, that's the water one. I don't actually remember what the earth one is called, to be honest. I don't even think Murmur is the proper air one, is it? That's thingy. Throne of the Four Winds or whatever? Cataclysm? Nope, that's Mists. Cataclysm, Throne of the Four Winds. Yeah, Alakir. Who I also seem to remember is like the fucking greatest legendary Hearthstone card that I used to use all the time. When I played Shaman, I think. Just fucking spam totems and Alakir and just smash everything.
Shut your jabber, drama man. The Monkey King got another plan. Tonight we got a Horkin show.
Oh yeah, that was what I wanted to talk about when I came back. Pokemon. Briefly mentioned it. Want to do that as a stream. Specifically, a randomized Nuzlocke, which I've kind of already started a little bit. So we're going to start like just after the first gym, probably. Might do that tomorrow. So not too far in, but like a little bit, right? Just because I don't want to restart again. But I'm playing like slightly modified Nuzlocke rules, like not full on Nuzlocke, because I don't like... I mean, the whole point of it is that there's a fail state, right, and you can lose, because you can't really do that in Pokemon. But just the amount of grinding and effort that goes into that, because it's so difficult,
We all deserve a chance to fly.
I've kind of given myself one Pokemon that can't die, so there's always like a restart point, right? Like, I can basically have my whole team demolished apart from one Pokemon, and I have to bring you know, I have to go back and catch more, I have to train them up again. But there's still grind to it, but I don't lose like the overall progress, essentially. Is the idea. Because I feel like that'll, you know, make me enjoy it more. And then also means it can be a continuous series and there isn't just like, oh, all of these are dead, let's start from the beginning again, you know? Which personally I feel like will be more enjoyable. What does this ability do? Increase the attack power. Cool, yeah, battleship. Like I probably will kill them more if I follow what Heckley is telling me to do rather than just spamming whirlwind. Still haven't looted that hat on a cloth character that can actually wear it, which is very disappointing. Can you just jump over the railing or jump to that side? Or is that out of line of sight, technically? No path available. Ugh. Boring. I'll get not in line of sight. Yeah, it is. You can see over that railing, mate. I'm just kind of curious if I can actually just hop over. No, no path available. Warrior ability, so boring, man. Fucking heroic leap. Can you leap anywhere? No. Oh, okay. What about this big gap? No, I can't path over there. What? I mean, no character can get over that railing, but still, it's kind of irritating when it's like, oh yeah, no path. What do you mean? To leap, you don't need a path. I'm sure the actual logic behind it is probably because you don't actually leap through the air, you just move from one place to another, so it needs a ground path to be able to, like, actually draw where you need to go to. It's still irritating. I just want to be able to leap off things, you know? Although this is still fun. My health regenerating by me whirlwinding, I just noticed. Cause your next 2 single target melee attacks to strike up to 4 additional targets for 5% damage. Generates 3 HP plus an additional 1 per target hit. Okay. It shouldn't be, but my health was just going up, but that might just be because of the level disparity thing. Because this is a legacy content or whatever, I get like a damage buff. I'm just doing that much damage, I'm healing through it. Or more like my region is that high. Excuse me. Thank you. I do miss playing as my warrior, to be honest. That's a really cool transmog I had for him as well. I think the Dark-Iron Dwarves are just one of the coolest races they added in BFA. Like, their whole design aesthetic is really cool. It's kind of odd it took them this long to make them a playable race, considering they've been in the game since Classic, but you know. To be fair, I also like the Lightforged Draenei, but just not quite as much. Because Lightforged Draenei do just feel like the Draenei with tattoos. Like, their design isn't really... Well, I mean, to be fair, Dark-Iron Dwarves are just dwarves but grey, but, you know. They have, like, a cool lava-themed thing going on. They've got Corehound pets and stuff, like... They've just got some cool design stuff going on. And also, I really like the whole, like, lava inset into the metal look. Which is, was, well, it was a big thing during WoD as well. Which I think is why WoD has one of the coolest designs. Because it has a lot of the same stuff. I do genuinely think that this is just a cool design for armor in general. And it's the whole Dark-Iron look. And like I said, also means you can splice in WoD stuff because that has the same design style. Thanks, Alexa. What? Why did you join this conversation? And also YouTube has decided to pause the music because I haven't clicked on the YouTube window in like 20 minutes. Well, to be fair, an hour and a half, but still. That's a little better than the old one where it used to do it every 5 minutes. It's one thing I haven't missed about using it for stream music. To be fair, I might just have to download a bunch of it. It feels bad, like, having to... I mean, to be fair, you might actually just have a download link somewhere. I was gonna say it feels bad just, like, recording the YouTube thing just to play the music, but... just YouTube puts so many blocks in the way to make it awkward for stream music. It might just be something I have to do. It also means I can probably regulate the volume a little easier. If I'm gonna start doing this again more, then I should probably look into it. So.
And the glory of the kill.
Yeah, don't need any of that.
Well, another group of thieves trying to steal my horse.
I am gonna steal your horse, Atuman.
My quarry toe to toe.
This is it, clearly. We've put in all the work. I'm gonna get it on this run. Yeah, you couldn't give it me when I did it on the fucking hunter that was like a actual uphill battle against you, but the warrior that just two-shot your horse. No. Nope. It's a mythic warforged Dirge of the Haunted. Yeah, fuck you. I don't think you can even see the fact I just slash spit on him, but there you go. God damn it. One of these days. Who have we got left to run this with, actually? You're in Deadwind Pass, which makes me think I haven't... I think we started with the other Demon Hunter, right? Because I was flying her over from, Ratchet. She's a Hordey. She's on the other side of the world to Crack-azahan. I can't remember if the... Oh, I think the Paladin's at Zul'Gurub, so he might be at Booty Bay or whatever, because I think I logged him out inside.
I'm out of range.
The only issue with this one is, she is also super undergeared, like the Hunter, that almost died fighting trash around midnight. So we might have a repeat of this. Yeah, this is my thingy transmog, the like tribal. I don't know what to call it. I never looked that up, but I just remember it being an X-Men artwork. Like them all getting trapped on an island or whatever. That was kind of the thing that inspired it. For fuck's sake. Then you just got like the tribal warglaive things from I think WoD, and then the bandage shirt or whatever from T-shirt Day that happens in Stormwind. I'm guessing it happens in Thingy too, Orgrimmar. Yeah, Felgor? Although I feel like that might be Legion, rather than WoD. Oh yeah, I've got all these fancy looking ones now too. Oh wow, the Night Fae one looks pretty. I really like the look of the Night Fae one actually. It doesn't tell me, although it could be from either, because this is WoD stuff right here. And then this is BFA. So who knows? Damn. Some of the WoD swords look cool too, actually. I say that every time I look at them. The WoD stuff just looks nice, man. It's such a shame so much of that expansion got cut. No bot, I don't want to buy followers from your website that will probably give me some fucking shitty virus. Spam, malicious links, or bot count? Yeah. It's definitely a bot. Yes.
I think it wise to divide.
Haven't missed that either. The fucking. Fucking bots in Twitch chat, man. The worst part is you employ like an automated moderator thing to try and stop them, and then they just change the fucking way that they type things, and it just starts all over again. It's so irritating. I mean, the free chat messages are nice for, like, discovery and stuff. I guess I'll take that. But it's still irritating. Like, I don't get why bots even still exist at this point, honestly. I mean, obviously they must be working, otherwise they wouldn't still be doing it. But it's bots from the same place very clearly, because it's the same website they always link. So they must just be getting, like, 12-year-olds and stuff that don't know how dodgy websites work, and they're, you know, trying to make a name for themselves on Twitch, which, you know, I was doing it back in the day on YouTube, so it's not like I can say anything about it. It's a fun little hobby to do. You just have to be careful of dumb shit like fucking bots spamming links. Which, I mean, I already knew better at like 12, because I clicked on a dodgy link, I think, when I was fucking primary school, I think. Which I can't remember what that's called in America, but yeah. Kind of like the first school that you go to. After like nursery or whatever. I remember playing some Pokemon game and doing something dumb, and like from that day forward, been really cautious about links and shit. It was never something that ever really became an issue for me on the YouTube side. It's just irritating. It's irritating every time it happens. Because it's like, I'm never going to click on them. They're just being fucking twats and making it more irritating. Because I have to stop whatever I'm doing to go and ban them. And report them. I realised, isn't that a Lich King boss fight mechanic? The thing where he puts the circle on the floor and it flings you up in the air.
How beautifully tragic.
Yep. Of course I'd get the plate gloves on the leather wearer. But I'd get the leather gloves on the plate person. It's like bloody Firelands all over again, where I'd do that for 20 fucking times on my hunter, get nothing, and then the minute I ran out on a demon hunter, it would drop all of the all of the mail gear. Which, by the way, still haven't got all the mounts from Firelands. Still missing the one from Raggy, even though I do it pretty much every week. Twice. Please target someone here and just fireball them, thank you. feel like this music has the perfect tempo for a Demon Hunter for some reason. I think it might be their run cycle almost syncing up with the music. It might just be a night elf thing.
I need to get closer.
Also, something I've been meaning to getting into is Valheim, which I bought like last week, maybe the week before now. I played like a little bit of it. I've been playing it with Ryan, but still haven't got around to it. Our like schedules keep conflicting. But that game seems really fun. The base building seems really interesting. Seems like it has a lot of like, customization to it. Also, it has like the kind of physics system to it. Like, it's not Minecraft where you can build like giant floating castles and stuff. Like, it has to have a support structure, which weirdly I kind of like, even though I'm a massive Minecraft fan even now. Which we could do a stream on that at some point, thinking about it, because I have spent a lot of time while I've not been playing WoW. Playing Minecraft, weirdly, again. I kind of got super into it during that kind of shitty period. But genuinely had a really good time with it and built loads of stuff. I started doing it like the day after my birthday or whatever.
I need a call. I'm out of range.
Me and Moggs sat down, I think. No, it would have been a different day, I think, because we watched WandaVision, like, just beforehand, I think. Like, the first 2 episodes, there's kind of, the ones that people complained about that I quite enjoyed, to be honest. They were a lot slower than the rest of the season, which is a completely different rant. We'll cover that in a second. But yeah, started playing Minecraft. I built a giant Baby Yoda while I was waiting for Moggs to get on. And that was just in a field near where our house was, and then I think it was Moggs suggested the idea of building like a Baby Yoda temple and having like different versions of Baby Yoda around. So I started gathering up all the materials and actually like built a whole bunch of stuff in survival mode, which I haven't done in years. I always just swapped into creative and like cheat built everything, because obviously that's way more fun and way easier. But I went with the challenge mode of doing it that way. And actually had a lot of fun with it, which I haven't done in, like I say, years, really. Haven't really properly played survival Minecraft since, like 2016, maybe, when we were playing mod packs still. And I haven't played, like, actual proper survival Minecraft since maybe, like, 2012. That's a long time. Oh, for God's sake, it's the same trinket again. We've got this, like, 20 times. I actually kind of want to look at what the drop rate is on Midnight. I'm actually going to look it up right now. Because I've seen that trinket drop like 20 times. It's got a 1% drop rate. It also has a 0.04% chance to drop from just the stable hands around the boss. Ah. What's the drop rate on the other one? Oh, even lower. Wonderful. Of course it is. Why would it not be lower? Why would the older model not be higher because it looks like crap in comparison to the new one? I still like the old model, but you have to admit it's like 20 polys in comparison to 200, which are the new ones. Right. Yep, this is where I was, clearly. This is Zul'Gurub, everybody. Welcome to Zul'Gurub in Shadowlands. It's very different. There's Morass sat on the crate there. Some random fucking Draenei people. Don't know why they're in Zul'Gurub, but here we go. There's a pulled Stormwind just in the middle of it too. I still don't actually understand what the point of that is, why it resets you back to where your Hearthstone is. Like, actually, what's the point? Might be able to go and buy thingy, super fight while we're here actually, because I've still got 150% on this character. It's wonderful. I've realised I should probably just change everything past 6 on this to be like shift keys rather than these, because I just click these anyway. So if I just made them shift versions, I could probably just use them easier than having to click them. Ah yes, what is our time up to now? 13 days, wonderful. It's gonna go up quite high when I log on to my main. Why? Oh yeah, I have to go for flight training. Like, why am I here? I have a memory like a fucking sieve, apparently. There we go, now we can fly. What am I missing in Elwyn? A cat, apparently. Ash a battle pet. Level 5. Full health. Oh, is this like the training zone? Like the start of Pokemon? I can't remember doing any of that, but sure. After centuries of domestication, these furry critters inhabit nearly every human nation in the Eastern Kingdoms. Wow. Probably tame one then, huh? Apparently there's 3 variants. I know, you can just catch 3. I'm dumb. Never mind. I've never looted the waterlogged chest in that pond. I'm not surprised there's nothing in it. But still. Is it a spiderling? A rat snake? We should definitely do like a battle pet stream at some point. And just go around and catch all of them that I'm missing. It could be a fun little adventure. Considering I do intend to do like a whole bunch more completionist stuff now. I'm actually gaining XP flying over here because I've never explored anything on this character. I actually almost fully explored this place by just flying over it to get to dungeons. It's pretty cool. Dungeon difficulty, mythic. Yeah, normal's fine. But yeah, this guy, like my druid, is literally just at the start of Shadowlands, doesn't even have Shadowlands gear, just has leveling stuff. The plan eventually for this character is to grind out all the old Paladin tier sets, because I think some of them look really cool, especially the tier 2 one, which is like the iconic Paladin set, right? And I've been kind of trying to cheat and get the Firelands version of Sulfuris, because I can't be asked to do the massive grind for Molten Core. I will try and do that eventually, but it's not something I'm like kind of dedicated to. It's like an added extra of like cool points, you know? What's that? Oh, it's a crossbow. Yeah, just thought I'd check that if the gear was better than what I was wearing. But yeah, I haven't actually looked it up yet, but I'm curious if I can get... Oh Jesus, my throat. If I can get more Paladin mats by making a Dark Iron Paladin, because they have the really cool, like, rams. Which is the only reason I kind of regret not making a Dark Iron Paladin, because the Elks look incredibly dumb in my opinion. I think they're some of the worst looking mounts. And the charger for the Draenei Paladin is an elk, which which is unfortunate.
I think it wise to
It'd be cool if you. I think you might be able to change those, maybe. I was gonna say it's a shame you can't change them. I think you might be able to at the barber shop. I could be wrong. I'm gonna go check after we've done this because it's the last character to run through anyway. And we're pretty much bang on timing as well. I have the perfect amount of ults for running Crack-azahan apparently, because we are at 1 hour 49 with a nice little break in the middle too. Bruh, the frame rate for some reason with all this abilities going off is terrible. I never noticed the fucking painted those goblins. Hold up. What? Beautiful. I've never noticed that before. A beautiful piece of artwork. You want to play in low frame rate? Play a paladin, apparently. Jesus. What's happening here? Yeah, one thing I did a lot while I was playing Classic is like playing the auction house and stuff, which I genuinely really enjoyed. I used to do it a lot in retail, obviously, before I started playing. It's quite fun in Classic as well, because you can kind of just use people's laziness against them quite often to just make a lot of money. So I was just selling first aid books for like 2 weeks and made like 200 gold, because no one would go to Alterac Valley to buy a first aid book for like a gold. So I was just buying them and selling them off for 10 or 5, depending on the market at the time, because people caught on to what I was doing and kept doing the same thing and lowering the price. But yeah, I was just making mad money in Classic. And because of that, I have TSM installed now on everything, which is kind of cool. It's just this massive spike of gold. Yes. When I turned it on at 120, and then I logged into all my other characters, and suddenly, ooh, money. Which is still basically nothing, let's be honest. Just untick the Horde character for that. The actual amount, 148,000. Which again is nothing in comparison to what other people have, unfortunately. Because the market in retail is completely gone. To be honest, I'm more happy with this system of seeing like all this stuff. I really like this add-on. 150%. Oh right, okay. He's got like nothing. To be fair, my druid doesn't actually ride mounts, so. Oh, that's cool. It shows like how much you are to the next level as well. Like Greg is halfway to 52, and Lizery is halfway to 51. Does it actually matter if I hit both of them, or do I just hit the bot and focus her down? Because I'm pretty sure they share a health bar, right? Unless I can hit them both with my AoEs and then double it up. I'm entirely sure how this boss works. Which is surprising considering how many times I've done it. Bruh, this paladin is taking more damage than a fucking druid did. What is this? Again, I got the leather ones on the plate wearer, and the plate ones on the leather. This game, man.
Too far away.
Happens when I run Firelands as well. I think I mentioned it with the with the Demon Hunter versus the Hunter, but it's also been happening now. I'm trying to get Sulfurous on this Paladin. It drops like 5 times on my Hunter, and then I run it again on the Paladin, and I get 5 lots of Hunter helmets is what happened last time. Which was beautiful, because clearly I want 5 lots of male helmets as a Paladin. That I also can't wear, because they're all for Hunters. You'd think with them pushing for, like, you know, individual loot, that the loot would be more lenient towards stuff that you can actually wear. Which is what it does in, like, actual raids, right? But then you do it as a legacy raid, and it's like, nah. Here's 20 Paladin helmets on your Hunter, and here's 20 Hunter helmets on your Druid. Thanks, game. Sure, I'll put all of these to use, because they're all soul-bound to the wrong character. And that's not me complaining about the grinding either. I like the, weirdly, I kind of enjoy the farming for mounts and stuff. I think it's just the routine of it, but it's irritating when you do it on one character, you get everything, and then you do it on the other character, and you get everything for the wrong character. Why is this Paladin squishier than the Druid? I don't understand that. Full plate wearer just getting beaten the shit out of by ghosts. And then the Paladin walks through here in leather armor and just demolishes everything and takes like 2 damage for the entire dungeon. It's not like the Druid has better gear, because the Druid has the same like item level as this Paladin, because both of them are like fresh 50s. The only difference is the Druid went through questing Wrath, and the Paladin dungeon spammed through Burning Crusade. In theory, the Paladin should actually have higher item level, because I farm dungeons, which just always gives you better gear every time you run one. Theory. Which I'm kind of glad I dungeon spammed through Burning Crusade, because I'm going to have to play through Burning Crusade again in a few months anyway. So. But I don't do too much of the questing. Although from what I've been reading up on Burning Crusade, it's actually better off to dungeon spam it during the actual expansion, because it gives you the reputation you need for attunements to the raids. Because you need to be like exalted with somebody to get a key to do another thing, to do heroics, to do the next thing, to get into Crack-azahan, to get a key to do the next raid, or whatever. Like, it's fucking mental.
I am out of range.
Like, I'm kind of looking forward to it. It seems really fun, because I've kind of enjoyed doing the attunements in Classic, even though I haven't done an actual raid yet. But actually doing the attunements is really fun. They feel like RPG quests. Which is odd in an MMORPG, huh? But you actually have to, like, get a key, and then you go to one place, and then that opens a box that then tells you to go and fight another guy, and then you kill that guy, and then that gives you an item to go and do another thing. And it's like, it's a chain of events that leads to something, and it feels like you're actually earning something, as opposed to just, you know, oh yeah, door's open, mate, go in. You know, it feels a bit more impactful, and like you actually have to put some effort in to do things. And it feels very, like, you know, RPG questy. As opposed to a quest to go and kill 20 boars to get 4 paws. I don't know where you get paws from boars, but you know. Let's get through here and just AoE them on the other side. It's always the good plan. Consecrate the door frame. I'm in the wrong place. There we go. Holy fuck. Wow. Yeah, fuck that. I mean, I probably could do it, I just pulled too many, but... I'm generally just like, what just happened? Because I was gonna do something on this paladin, but I've forgotten, so let's just go on the main. The main question there was, the druid wearing leather armor got through there without, well, to be fair, I could just stealth through on the druid and just kill the boss. But even fighting the trash before, like, midnight wasn't that impactful on the druid. I remember that happening when I did it on the warrior before Shadowlands came out as well, like end of BFA when he was still kind of undergeared. I have so many ults that are like barely anywhere in the game. But yeah, I remember doing that on the warrior and him just getting deleted during the midnight fight. And now the warrior just like steamrolls midnight. Just whirlwind spam until it dies. So I'm guessing it's just item level. And plate wearers are just kinda squishy for some reason. I don't know. The fucking male hunter boy managed to walk through that fight by just eating cheese wedges. But the paladin in full plate mail gets squashed by some spiders in a corridor. Welcome to retail, I suppose.
Friends need to stick.
I muted my mic for a second there because I was drinking and it went down the wrong hole. Apologies, that's probably quite loud drinking out of that squeezy bowl. That's the only problem with those bowls. They just make a fuckload of noise when you drink out of them for some reason. Oh, Jesus. But yeah, Covenant stuff, right? We're at like Renown 24 now. We were at 9 before I stopped playing. I finished the campaign, got some mounts and stuff. Which actually, I don't remember which mounts I have and haven't shown off. So we'll just go outside and do that for a minute. So I got a whole bunch of them and I was going to show them off on the next stream, and then that stream never happened, and you know. Things. So, right, what did we get and what did we not show off on stream? Because these are, I believe, both the Covenant ones, right? Where did this one come from? Yep, Covenant Normal Drax is the unarmored one, which I think also just looks cool anyway. Pardon me, but then we also have the actual armored one, which is way more pretty. What are these boys doing? I feel like maybe I should move, because these people are like... Yeah, okay, I'm gonna go up to the top, so I'm not, like, blocking people and... you know, irritating people keep changing mounts in front of them. I don't know why I feel bad doing that in front of people, but I'm literally doing it on part of the stream, but I guess, like, the stream is, like, showing my progress, whereas doing it in front of other people feels like I'm showing off. Oh yeah, this is a plot development, is all of this stuff up here. We've now got, like, the Bastion boys just hanging out in Maldraxxus. That's a thing that happens. I'm pretty sure we got this one pretty early on, so I'm pretty sure this is an on-stream thing. He catches a fly. There we go. Beautiful. Yeah, we got the leaf chair, that's a thing. I got this for my, like, first time killing the slime thing, Violet Mistake, which is super cool. I love that mount. We got this one on stream, I remember this one. This is the collecting all the shards from the jumping puzzles, which was just actual hell. Oh yeah, I got these grinding one night in Ardenweald with a group. That's the one from the maze, which is like a cool blue, kind of purpley unicorn thing, which I've never got one of these before. I know there's a bunch you can get from different places, but this is the first one I got. There's a Glacier, big yellow bug, which is also from the same place in Ardenweald. You have to grind mobs until the boss spawns. I think this might be one of my favourite maps from this expansion for some reason. I don't know why. It's just really cool and unique looking. Even though there's a bunch of reskins of it. I got my first PvP mount. I don't remember if I showed that off. The black, like, Mechanome? The black gnome mount, which I think is really cool. There's a cooler one. I can't remember what you get it from, but that's another PvP one where it has like a gun for a face. Which is... it's a perfect mount for a gnome. Especially a Mechanome. And then there's also the big ones they gave away, like this one for just having Shadowlands. Which I know a lot of people didn't want the tree, they wanted the other ones, but I really like the tree, let's be honest. It also has a little caterpillar sat in the tree at the back. It's got the standing stones with the runes carved in them, which is cool. It also changes with the seasons, which is a really cool thing. Like, I don't know many amounts that do that. And then it has the cool, like, animation and stuff. Like, so much effort has been put into this, and we got it for free for just playing Shadowlands. Like, you know, come on. You can't be that mad about a free mount, man. And then also the, like, 6-month sub one, which was my last sub, because I cancelled it after I got this mount. I stayed, got the mount, and then cancelled it. And now I'm on, like, a 3-month one or whatever, just because I wanted to try out the game again for a bit. But we might resub for the 6 months, because you do get nice rewards every now and again. Like, I know people don't like the store mounts, I'm not a huge fan of them either, personally, but just the odd free one for just subbing to the game feels pretty good. It's kind of like getting the Spectral Tiger or whatever, right? Like, it's kind of a reward for continuing to support the game, which feels good, personally. And I feel like it's a good way to keep the player base happy and subbed. I don't feel like they should be on the store as well, though. But I understand why they do it. It would be nicer if they were just a sub-exclusive thing. But yeah, where is it? Account. Oh yeah, there it is. 59 days. Nice. Which, let me just get a calculator up real quick. That's not a small amount of time, is it? That's just over my stream, that's fine. You can't see it. I also don't think that's all of my alts. Oh, okay, that's nice. That's 1,416 hours. I played a lot of WoW. Way too much, man. Yeah, also a decent amount of money across all of my things. I think if I just disable the Horde ones, there we go. That's the actual accurate amount. Also less time played, too. Oh, also tells me the bags. That's cool. You can tell which one's actually geared out before Shadowlands started because they'll have 30 slots. And then there's the others that don't. Visited never. What? Oh, garrisons. Right, okay. Currency? What? Oh, okay, it's all the, like, random weird ones, like, doubloons and stuff. Garrison followers, Covenant Sanctum. Oh yeah, I've got barely any anima left because I spent it all on stuff. That's cool, let's keep track of everything then. Mythic Keystones, nice. Doesn't have any of my mythics from my main logged. That's fun. That's nice, thanks game. What is this? Oh, it shows your specific bags? Okay, what? Sure. Oh yeah, and some of them have the legacy levels and some don't. Can I mark Boris as like my main or something? I don't think there's any way of doing that, is there? Oop. That would be helpful though. The achievements one feels weird, right? Because it's kinda limited. Agenda. Oh, the calendar. Right, okay, it tells you who's done what. That's really helpful. We're going to be using that a lot. Oh, okay. You can check what the gear is across all of your alts too. Oh, that's beautiful. And it tells you the item level on the pieces that are relevant in the current expansion too. Because not everything seems to have one. Like these crap ones here, but these ones do. It's basically if it was from BFA or Shadowlands, it has an item level. If it's from before, it doesn't, I think. looking at the thing. Hello? No, they do all have them now. Okay, cool. It's just taking a minute. Oh, you can check reputations too? Oh, that's beautiful. Wait, what the fuck? Why do you have a higher... Oh, it's because you're friendly, not... Okay, cool. I was gonna say, why do they have a better reputation rank than my thing does? Oh, you have to sort through pages? Oh no, it's pages of alts. What? Oh, I see. Right, okay. Yeah, no, just all of them. All of them messing around, man. Almost exalted with the Alliance, almost exalted with the Alliance Vanguard. That Paragon. We are going to be using this a lot for the next few streams, I do believe, because this is a lot of information I can pull up at any time. And just figure out exactly where I want to go and what I want to do. This is beautiful. What else can we look at in here? Can we not see mounts, like, for each specific character? Because that would be really nice. Because this is just bags. Professions, spellbook, mailbox, auction house, talents, quests, containers. Kinda weird it's only the container for my current one, because, like, I already know that. That's not really that helpful. But yeah, that account summary is pretty nice. Anyway, I think I want to wrap it up here. My voice is kind of going a bit, if you couldn't tell. But thank you guys for watching. It's been kind of fun. We unfortunately didn't get Midnight again, even with all the alts, which is, apart from the Paladin, of course, just kind of disappointing. But we will be back again. I think maybe tomorrow with Pokemon, just to try that out. I need to like make a UI and stuff, so I'm going to go into Photoshop after the stream and mess around with getting some stuff set up for that, so hopefully that looks good. But other than that, thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys again tomorrow. I'm not sure on an actual schedule yet, so I don't know when we'll be back on WoW. I don't want to, like, when I first started, like, I pushed myself too hard and lost my voice for the third stream. So we're gonna see, like, when we actually stream. Might just be 2 days and then a break, and then 2 days or whatever. Who knows for now? But thank you guys for watching. Hope to see you guys again very soon. See?